Welcome to SaaS Reality, a podcast where two budding founders talk about their businesses. Join Simon and Dean to find out what it really takes to build, launch, and run a SaaS product. Morning, Dean.
Morning, Simon. How are you?
I'm not too bad. It's been a long time.
Yes, yeah. The listeners out there, we've probably skipped a week by the time this comes out, just down to sickness and life.
Yeah, so last week my daughter was ill, and then we were meant to record a little earlier this week, possibly to catch up, probably not. And then I was ill.
Big dose of man flu.
Oh, yeah, whatever. There's a genuine temperature on the old head scanner, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted the day off, right?
Yeah. Good to see that you're back and up at it.
Yeah.
You've been really quiet this week.
Yeah, well, I just haven't been feeling great. So I think at the start of this week, I sat down to do a little bit of side hustle stuff and it just didn't happen. And then like the day after that, I started to feel a bit ill. And then the day after that, I took the day off work. So it's Friday now. I feel much better. I'm actually starting to do a little bit of development again. So
yeah, I mean, even if you have a day off because you're not feeling good, it's still a 3 to 4 day period, isn't it? Before you're actually fully useful again.
Yeah, and while you can drag yourself into a day gig and do work, when it comes to stuff that is really quite optional, you really can't be bothered.
Yeah, and if you're only doing the optional stuff, you might have got some stuff done.
Yeah.
But once you've burnt your energy on the day job, it's, enough.
So my question to you is, what has been going on basically for the last 2 weeks? What have you been up to?
I've been talking to lots of people. Yeah, pretty much just that.
About?
Cloud Periscope.
Okay, you're still on the horse?
Yeah, still on the horse. No, I think it's got legs. And a tail.
Yes.
No, I think there's life left in it. Positioning a bit more towards the discovery and auditing side. So making sure your ports on the servers are closed and you haven't misconfigured a security group, and just finding out what's out there in all the accounts of a client and just being able to drill down and discover it.
Okay.
Been mainly talking with solutions architects, not just people that have got the certificate, but people that actually design architectures in the cloud, and also consultancies.
Yeah.
Where, they have multiple clients, and like me, they get a new client and need to discover what's there and whether there's any serious holes in it or not. So that's where we're headed. The cost optimization stuff AWS released is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Some decent information, but there's certainly stuff I can add value to on top of that. So if you mismatch your reserved instances, for example, you might buy a T2 reserved instance and then spin up a T3.
Mm-hmm.
It will tell you that you can save money by getting a T3 reserved instance. It won't say that, you've got a T2, maybe you should swap this T3 into the T2 reserved instance.
Oh, okay, yeah. Or buy a different reservation to make up the gap or whatever.
Yeah, it'll only tell you to buy more. It won't say.
Oh, okay.
It won't tell you if you've got something mismatched. So it won't suggest that you change.
Oh, okay. What, like you've reserved a extra large instance, but you've only got a large, either buy another large or upgrade your server?
No, it does that.
Oh, okay.
It will do that, but it's mismatched families. So
okay.
If you reserve a T2, but you spin up a T3, then obviously your reserved instance isn't being used.
Oh, okay. I wonder how much we bore people with this.
Yeah, I know. So it'll tell you to buy another reserved instance rather than saying, you've got a T3 here, but you've got an unused.
To this family, yeah. Okay, makes sense.
So there's stuff like that around cost optimization stuff that I could add value to. So
slightly off tangent at the day gig, we've just moved to, it's probably covered in the time period we haven't recorded, we moved completely to ECS and then using spotinst.com, I think it is. And basically you give them in charge of the underlying EC2 servers of your cluster, and they basically go and buy spot servers for you and manage all of that. And it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just like we're just running on 100% spot servers at the moment, and it's managing it and keeping them online and like spread the risk across different instant types. And it's like, I think we're sat at something like 82% saving on what we would have been paying for. So
that's brilliant. Yes. Spotinst. There's another one as well. Can't remember what the name of it is. Yeah, really good stuff. Really clever algorithms as well. Because
it seems they're trying to push us onto using Kubernetes, but I'm quite happy with what we've moved on to and sort of the flexibility is offered us. But yeah, it was really interesting to sort of see that and not have to actually look at EC2 servers again.
Yeah, I mean, it is going that way, isn't it? Who wants to manage servers these days?
Yeah, but the problem with like Fargate, for example, it's just too pricey.
Yeah, it is a bit pricey.
Maybe if we had a service that wasn't doing anything, but there's like at the level that we're processing queue jobs and stuff, it's like that would just be horrendous.
Yeah, because it's more expensive than running EC2s, isn't it? So.
Yeah, especially at spot price. So.
Yeah. So. Yeah, fine if your Fargate stuff is only running a third of the time or something. But
yeah, but if you've got like long running processes, you're just, oh, goodness me. Yeah.
Yeah, so going back to Cloud Periscope, so yeah, that's where I am. I'm actively building out the UI at the moment. Not very pretty, just basic bootstrap stuff that came with Laravel. Get something usable done. I'm off the day job for 2 weeks after today. So I'm hoping to dig in and get some work done.
Okay.
Make some good progress, although I do have an AWS exam next week. So I've got to do a bit of studying.
Fun use of a holiday.
No, and one the week after. So
okay.
Yeah, so I've got to be busy studying or working during my holiday.
Okay. So have you got to the point where you think you've talked to enough people and you're going to start going, or are these people just confirming?
Yeah, no, I've got a list of 45 people
who
are going to be on the invite list. Not all at once, but I'll drop in sort of like 5 at a time once I've got something usable.
Okay. Your main objective now is to get to something usable.
Yeah.
Good. I want to see you get product shipped. Can I be added into that list?
You're at the head of the list, don't worry.
Oh, thanks. Okay, well, expect some useless feedback.
Yeah, no, it feels like it's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back for the last couple of 3 months. So I want to really dig in and make some progress now.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
How's Automaily?
It's getting there. It's slow. So last week when my daughter was ill and I took the day off to look after her was the day that I got a whole flood of support requests come in for Automaily all the times. So that was a couple of customers signing up. And again, they want new workflow actions. So I coded some of them in. And then the other thing is just the nightmare that is setting up emails. It seems to have continued. I had one person who was telling me that they'd set up their DNS.
Mm-hmm.
They had not set up their DNS. They're telling me that they've added the records they've said. I've checked. They're not there. I'm just at like a loss really what to do, short of like, give me your access keys.
Yeah.
Give me your DNS control and I will go and have a look for you. I can't even see where they might have gone wrong. So it's not great. So I've been basically exploring and starting to implement an alternative method of email verification.
They haven't added the DNS stuff on the WW.
Oh, I don't know. I've scouted around, but you can't really do an inquire all to DNS records to find out exactly what someone's done, can you? So
not anymore, no.
No.
You could query the www subdomain.
I've tried. Don't
Okay.
Teach me suck eggs, eh?
I know. No, well, they should be attached to the Apex domain, shouldn't they?
Yeah, no, I've tried, but I've had no luck with anything. So I can't tell if they've added them or not, or put them in the wrong place. So
right, okay.
Great. So there is a way of doing just email verification with both SCS and Postmark. So I've looked at doing that. And then the other thing I'm looking at doing is when you sign up to Automaily, you will automatically gain like Cloud Periscope at automaily.com as a verified email. So you can send from there. No setup required. Then you can also add dean at cloudperiscope.com or whatever your domain is. I've totally forgotten. Sorry. Is that .io?
No, it's a .com.
It's .com, hooray. You could add that in via email verification. And then if you do email verification, it will tell you DKIM tokens to set on DNS, but that will be optional at that point.
Okay.
And it'll be like increase your sendability, add these to your DNS records. So it's kind of, instead of going the more optimal route, which is definitely get people to set up the DNS correctly, it's going the other route. So I'm not sure how good sendability is when you do email verification. I don't know how an email ISP can verify that that address is actually verified to send that, but
Don't know.
So we'll see. So I was also thinking of creating a few options. So it'd be like a Cloud Periscope at sasemail.com or automaily.com or like just a couple of different top level domains that may be more suitable.
Yeah, I wouldn't send from your main domain.
No. I'm going to buy a different domain, .net or .io or something.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I want to do is I don't want to rely on Postmark or SES for tracking anymore. I want to do it in-house.
Okay.
Because at the moment they do the conversions on their links and stuff. But for example, Postmark automatically gets blocked by ad blocker
Right. Okay.
for email tracking. So that's like a real pain. And that way, if I remove that, I remove the vendor lock-in as such. So if I move email provider in the future,
Okay.
it's not going to be too much of a pain. Something to consider.
More work though, isn't it, to do your own tracking?
It is more work, yeah. So I think I'll focus on getting the emails and remove that like required step. At the moment, you have to import Stripe, set up DNS, set up email settings. I'm just going to remove that middle step. And then it should also make part of the workflows a bit simpler because you should just be able to have a drop down of all the email addresses that are available to you.
Yeah, cool.
So that's my big plan.
Yeah, that's going to make it easier, isn't it, for people? So much easier.
The issue after that is literally getting more people through the door. Now, interesting, this morning I received an email from Stripe saying that the UK has added a postponement to SCA implementation.
Yes, I had the same one. Just read it.
18 months. Now, I'm not entirely sure of the technicalities of that.
Yeah, there was something. Where did I see it? Someone somewhere has posted a link to, is it the FCA in the US? They've done something similar.
Okay, I thought SCS didn't affect America in the same sense. I don't know. It's all such a mess.
Yeah.
It's like GDPR, but worse in some respects. Because it's
Yeah, I'll see if I can find where I saw that.
Because someone was asking me, oh, I'm in Germany, will this affect me? And I don't know. I think from my point of view, my understanding of SCS is if one foot is out, as in the UK is not taking part in SCA, if Germany is, because one foot of the leg is out, there is no requirement for SCA. So for now, we should be okay.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you're Germany and you're billing France and you're both SCA, you're still going to have the same issue.
Mm.
I'm curious to see whether other European countries also step on the delaying sort of idea.
Yeah.
I actually imagine there's probably immense pressure to actually delay this because of the impact this is going to have financially.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Your country's GDP is going to drop by 10% for a month. It's just going to be horrendous. It's going to be absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, the link I saw was actually the FCA, which is UK based.
Yeah. I was wondering what you were on about. Yeah, no, that's the one I did read through. It said that they were going to put in a delay, so that's good for us.
Yeah, that's good news.
It's kind of good, but on the other hand, I am kind of ready to get the bank recovery stuff set up on Automele. So it would have been nice to have it there, and the more time it gives people, the more likely they are to do it themselves. So,
So has Stripe fixed their bug?
Oh, don't even. They tell me it's fixed, and then I kind of go, oh yeah, it's fine. And then like a week later, I open that pull request that I'm working on, and I go, no, it's not. And I send them another ticket, and they reply next day saying, oh, it's broken. And then they send another one saying it's fixed. And they're like, oh, this time I'm not going to wait a week. I'm just going to reply. I'm like, no, it still doesn't work. I'm currently in a state of it's with Stripe. It's not working.
Right. So you still can't go ahead and implement all your payment intent stuff then?
Yeah.
So you're still waiting on Stripe to fix that before you can finish it off?
Yeah. So all the code is there. I've literally written like a contract with an implementation for how to do it. And it's all sat there like ready for work on the API. So from that respect, it's basically a done feature. I've just got to do some polish around the other stuff like setting up domains and stuff.
Okay. So I wonder if Stripe are going to delay fixing that bug now.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think it's a pretty major one. So they must be getting a lot of pressure from other providers who do this as well to implement this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in their best interest, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, it's generating them more income. So
yeah, sure.
If they're making less because payments are failing, it's a bit of a problem for them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. So what's the customer situation like with Automele?
Slow. It's slow. So the first customer who signed up is actually using us now. But it did raise an issue that there's no testing facilities in Automele, which is pretty huge problem, which I do need to solve. I did have a solution which I removed, which I think it probably saved me about 2 months worth of messing around. So I've pushed that off to now doing 3 months of putting back in testing facilities. But yeah, that was the issue there. And it's just a case of trying to get more people through the door. I'm just sort of struggling. I thought the Stripe marketplace would be just like a massive lead magnet, but it's like potentially 10 people a week coming through, and they actually just changed their marketplace, how it works. I think it's probably going to be even lower now.
Oh, no.
So they made it even, instead of just having like on the right hand side, just a whole bunch of tabs to click on, it's now we've got to do like 3 different drop downs and do a search. So
no,
it's a bit of a pain. So,
well, it's there, it's done.
But ultimately, when I think back to SnapShooter, while being listed in the marketplace helped, answering support questions that were top of Google search results was actually the key to getting traffic.
Yeah.
So
have you thought about writing up all the SCA stuff that you've done and learned?
I stole quite a lot of the SEO stuff from Laravel Cashier's latest implementation. It's like, oh, look, they've done it. But yes, it would probably be a good thing to write up. It's just very time consuming to do it nicely.
Yeah, but that's your marketing side, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I was going to bring up the SCA stuff, but you brought it up first. So,
yeah.
Happy days on that.
Well, yeah, mixed. So I guess it means I got time for them to fix it and start just pounding it out in terms of marketing before it's actually required, instead of it's getting quite close. It was getting quite close to the deadline and they still haven't fixed the issue.
Yeah.
So I bet they're all breathing a sigh of relief as well over a Stripe.
Mm-hmm. So are you on course to put some time in this coming week on Automaily?
I'm not sure. I also decided to start a quick project for running the Laracon EU Slack community. So I'm trying to work out how much dev time I'm going to put into that, or whether I'm just going to make it really simple and just do the invite system and leave it at that.
Right. Okay.
Probably just the invite system. I was going to make it really complicated with schedules and booking and all this stuff, but I think that's actually just far too much work.
Yeah, you won't build on it next time around.
Well, yeah, exactly. See how well it works this year. I mean, if it's an absolute flop and no one uses it, yeah. So
if people do use it, try and get it on MicroConf as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I thought there must be so many tech conferences where Slack is used and it could be used in a more powerful way. But is there a market? Who knows? So anyway, it's a bit of a fun experiment. So
yeah, do you want to explain what it actually does then?
What I was planning on building a system so a conference could come to me with their list, or the users could sign up. And then before the conference, we'd invite everyone to the Slack group and make them sign the terms and conditions and code of conduct and all that sort of fancy jazz before inviting them into the channels. So that's like phase 1. And then phase 2 was going to have the whole schedule for the conference. So it would announce before each conference talk where it was or what the day's agendas was. And then people could potentially register interest at like, oh, I want to go to talk this, whatever. Please send me a reminder. But that was about it, really. That's as far as I got with ideas. And then I was thinking of having questions for the talks, but then some people wouldn't probably be game for that. So yeah, I think I'm just going to keep it simple for now and see what actually people would want. So I've got the terms and conditions. So when you join, it doesn't let you join any channels until you've agreed to terms.
I think the start of day schedule reminder would be a good thing to add in.
That might be really easy to do. I might just copy them, but just make 2 text blobs that go out and just schedule them to go out on the morning and the announcement channel.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really useful, especially where there's multiple tracks and overlapping sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bigger conferences, it's like, okay, well, this session's at 9:00 in here, this session's at 9:15 in there.
Yeah.
Choose which one you want, sort of thing. Although some of the bigger ones you already have to book into the sessions beforehand. I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, AWS reInvent, the schedule's due to be, I think the schedule's published and then it's scrambled to get booked into each session.
Oh, okay. When you look at videos of their sessions, you're like, they're pretty packed.
They pretty much take over the Vegas Strip for reInvent. And it's absolutely huge. They're running stuff in 5 or 6 locations continually at the same time. So,
oh, right.
Yeah, massive. All right, sounds interesting. So,
yeah, but I think it's distracting me from what the real thing is, to carry on working with Automaily and to also just carry on trying to feed the fire at SnapShooter.
With the distraction thing, I sometimes find that I'm getting distracted by thinking about other stuff as well, or I don't want to actually sit down and get on with anything on the product. And I usually find afterwards it's because something's niggling away at me, or there's a problem I don't really know how to solve, or I've made a decision, but I'm not really happy with it and I don't really want to move forward.
Yeah, the email DNS.
Yeah. So I usually find there's like my subconscious just comes up and ambushes me.
It's weird. I look at stuff to do for SnapShooter. I'm like, oh, there's not much. Sorry, for Automaily. I'm like, oh, there's not much to do. There's also like a mountain to do. So
Yeah. Do you think this conference bot thing is a bit of that?
It probably is a bit of a distraction. Yeah, that's why I had all these ambitions. I got a whole A4 of ideas, and I've now just gone to the simplest bit that I've already done. I'm just going to stick with that. I mean, they announced it on their website the other day, and there are 35 people so far joined. So with not much of a push.
Okay.
So I don't know how many people are going to the conference. 200 plus. We'll see.
You heading off to Laricon, are you?
I am indeed. So that's not next week, it's the week after.
Okay.
Yep, Wednesday till Saturday. I went last year and I flew the morning of the conference.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like crap.
You don't want to do that.
I arrived like 10 minutes late. Because I live in Norwich in Amsterdam, it's got like a really good connection. But the only flight I could get was 6:30, which meant touching down at, I didn't depart until 7, which is actually 8:00 by the time you get there. So it was like 8:30, and then by the time I got the tram in, and then worked out where to get the ferry, I turned up late and tired and knackered. And then at lunchtime, the hotel I was meant to stay in was just around the corner. And it was like check in from lunch. I was like, I'll just go and put my stuff down and have like a lay down. And they're like, oh no, checking until 4. I'm like, oh. So this time I'm arriving on the Wednesday afternoon, late afternoon, whatever, go to the conference, relaxing in the morning. And then I still fly home Saturday morning. The flight leaves at 9 in the morning or something. So I still get to the airport early.
Yeah.
Luckily, from last year's experience, no one leaves Amsterdam on a Saturday morning. So the airport's pretty dead. Seems to be quite the opposite. So.
People have just gone to bed by then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the amount of tourists that rocked up on the Friday afternoon was insane. So clearly, but surprisingly, that Saturday morning flight was pretty full for me back to Norwich.
All right. Okay.
On the way there, because it was a 6:00 flight, I don't know how many seats there were. It's 4 wide airplane and probably 30 rows or whatever. And I decided to sit at the back because I prefer sitting at the back of a plane for some reason. And there wasn't anyone in front of me for 20 rows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
Did the staff forget you? Stuck their Billy No Mates at the back?
Oh, they left me 2 cookies, and come sat with me. So I nodded off. So I was so tired.
Yeah, awesome.
Because I didn't realize, this is another annoying thing. I have so many stories about this one trip, but the flight left at 6:30 or whatever. It was like arrived 2 hours before the flight. And when I arrived at the airport, they don't even open the security gate until 6:00. So why don't they tell you to turn up 2 hours early?
Just in case.
But no one turns up in security until 6:00.
Yeah.
So I now know there's literally no point turning up before. It's only such a small airport as well. It's only going to take like 20 minutes to get through security.